Stephanie Milky here, aka Keto Mom, or often called mom, sis, Steffi, daughter, wife, aunt, and friend. Just like many of you, I carry a lot of titles. My favorite title is mom. I should probably say wife, which takes a lot of my time. But let's be honest, if you want to do something and do it well, you will make the time for it. Commitment is hard because we find ourselves overcommitted, but when you practice prioritizing, you will find out what is actually important and what you can let go. With the Keto Mom podcast, you will learn together how to manage our time, commit to the most important things in life, and I will equip you with the tools you need to feel qualified each step of the way. My name is Stephanie Milky, and welcome to the Keto Mom Secrets podcast. Hey everybody, welcome to the Keto Mom page. My name is Stephanie, and I want to talk about an I am statement today. What is that? What is an I am statement? Why do people talk about doing I am statements? How can this help you? How can this help me? And if you watch or listen regularly, I talked about this yesterday on the live, and I said, hey, something that I was going to walk you through is what an I am statement is and how it works and what it looks like to actually create one. And so there's a couple things before we dive in and I give you the layout of what an I am statement is and how you can make your own. I want you to know that, and I've talked about this many times, but it's something that we talk about with our kids all the time, with our friends, anybody around us. If there are words spoken over somebody or a situation, or somebody says something to me that I don't agree with, I will say, I reject that. Or, are you really believing for that? Because 100% our family believes that your words are powerful. Your words create something, right? Like think about when you turn a light switch on, right? And the electricity goes out and turns on the light bulb. Like when you speak, your words go forth and they do something. It's biblical. In the Bible, it says your words have the power of life and death. It talks about our tongues are like a rudder of a ship, and that little small rudder decides where the ship goes. Our tongues are the same way. The words that we speak are the same way. And you might be like, what? So here's what I want you to know. I actually had a really interesting awareness just about 10 minutes ago about the Keto Mom page. And I might be making a shift. I'm already doing something different with my husband that we're going to launch very soon. I'm hoping to get it done by Monday, but if we don't get there, then we don't get there. Hopefully in the next week. But there are things that I'm truly 100% passionate about. And yet sometimes, here's how I work. I'm like, this is what people need. This is what people need. And I want to push and I want to push and I want to share and I want to teach. And then I learned something very valuable on a podcast 5 minutes ago while I was doing my laundry. And the podcast was by Erwin McManus, and he says, sometimes people aren't ready for what you're teaching. There's a whole phrase that he said, and I'll have to bring out my notes, but they're on my phone, and I'm talking on my phone. But he was like, sometimes we get so fixated on what we want to teach people, but they're not ready to learn it. So stop teaching them. And I'm not going to lie, I have really in my heart longed to change this Keto Mom page to be a page that is helping people with their mindset and helping people think better, have an awareness around life, handle things like EQ, AQ, mindset, the words. Like, if I could choose anything to do in my life, I would not teach people about keto, and I would help them understand the power of how their brain works. But I also have been realizing that that's not what this page wants. Some of you do. But so we're just going to make a shift and I'm going to put all of that somewhere else. I'm not going to say I'm not going to do some of that, but I'm telling you, my passion isn't to give you recipes. Now I will do that because this page is called Keto Mom, but I'm going to stop pushing, mainly because some people aren't ready for it. It's going to have to go someplace else. And it kind of makes me sad, but it actually gave me this, like I was listening to this podcast today because I've been like, just so you know, like when you have a social media page and when you do certain things on social media, you watch numbers and you watch the things that people share and I'm like, why in the world did they share an ugly picture of a piece of ham but nobody will share the content that truly will change people's lives. Like, I have been racking my brain, being like, I don't understand. It's such a light bulb moment for me, and I love teaching it, but I've realized that I'm like, it's not what the page was created for. And so anyways, it's just interesting to me. So I'm still kind of navigating how I want to do things. I'm like, listen, I'm just going to post recipes. That's not what I came on here to do, but I'm going to tell you what is going to change your life is what I'm about to teach you. And what's going to change your life is actually focusing on your mindset, your awareness, the words that you're speaking over other people and yourself. So I've had this like battle in my head for months, if not a year. And all of a sudden I listened to this podcast and I was like, oh, I know why. And it's okay. It is okay. So yesterday I did a live, and I said I was going to share with you my I am statement, and I was going to share with you how to write an I am statement. I know that you guys are saying things, and it was going too fast, so I actually can't read it, but I will 100% go read those. And I know that you guys are saying some sweet things. Listen, it's not that I'm not going to share. It's not that I'm not going to share, hold on. All right. I hear what you're saying. All right, Crystal. Listen, it's not that I'm not going to share stuff on the Keto Mom page. And maybe it's okay just for the one. I just am so baffled that like the messages that people send me, and then I'll respond with like, hey, what are you reading? Let's work on your mindset. Crickets. Hey, can I have a recipe? How do you make your scrambled eggs? And I'm like, oh my goodness. I just want to crawl in a hole. So it's an ebb and flow, right? And I might just be in a little funk, not in a bad funk. Like, listen, I will preach all of the things that I think truly help people. It just baffles me that people just want me to give them an ugly picture of a piece of ham with a pickle and cream cheese. And in fact, I did that a while ago, and there was a hair on the plate, and I left it. And more people commented on that hair, and I was like, yeah, it's called 5 Girls in the House. But I just have to laugh sometimes, because I'm like, I don't know. So, all right, let's get to the point. Here's the importance of an I am statement. How many of you beat yourself up? Whether it's in your mindset or over the words that you speak over yourself, right? And you want to be better. And maybe there's things like, I want to be strong. I want to be fit. I want to be healthy. I want to feel sexy in my clothes. I want to be a great mom. Like, there's words that you want to use towards yourself, but you might not believe it. And I want you to know that the words that you speak over yourself are going to direct where you're going, right? And so here's what I want you to know is we went through this little sheet at the event that I was at last weekend, and it walks you through how to do an I am statement. So whether you come back and listen to this later or you take notes right now, I want you to get a piece of paper, and you're going to write down adjectives at the top, then leave some space. Then you're going to write down nouns and leave some space. You're going to write down verbs and leave some space, because we're going to fill these in. And then I'm going to walk you through what that looks like. And so what we did at this event is, a whole bunch of us, there's hundreds and hundreds of us, we just sat there and we all yelled out adjectives. So as you're thinking, or maybe you sit down later today and I'll just walk you through how to do it. And then I would suggest that you do this. And I'll tell you more about how important it is and how to actually implement it into your life. But take the adjectives, the nouns, and the verbs and fill it in with anything that you can think of and words that you resonate with, right? Pretty, beautiful, kind, joyful, strong. I mean, some of the words that people were yelling out, I was like, yeah, everybody has their own adjectives that would describe you. Write down some adjectives. Write down, try to get 10 on each line. You're only going to pick about 3 or 4. Then write down some nouns. So who are you? A sister, a mom, a friend, a leader. You're a boss babe. I don't know, right? Write down some nouns. You are, somebody wrote Spider-Man, when we were at the event. Write down some nouns that listen, I'm not saying that you believe it right now, but we're going to work towards it. And then write down some verbs. For mine, I wrote down world changer, things that you're going to do. Write down, I wrote leads by example, never gives up. So write down some action words like I inspire others. I do hard things. Like write down a couple phrases. So I want you to write those down. And then when you're done, I want you to put it into a sequence. I want you to put it, and you can come back and take notes if you're willing to play full out and actually do this, because this is something that will change your life more than a little recipe with ham and a pickle and a hair on the plate. So here is the phrase, and I'll actually put the phrase. So I will put the phrase in the header of this video when I'm done, but it says, I, your name, am, and you're going to say 3 or 4 adjectives. I am pretty, smart, wise, strong, beautiful. I want you to do 3 or 4 of them. I, Stephanie Mielke, am. I, Crystal Davis, am. I, who's on here? I'm like trying to look. Hold on. I, Mark, how do you say your last name? Cornwall, is that right? I am. So you're going to go, I am pretty, smart, strong, wise. Then you dive into, I'm a teacher. Then into the nouns. I'm a leader. I'll read to you mine, right? We're going to put this in a phrase, and then you're going to write who, and then the verbs. So I, Stephanie Mielke, I, Crystal, I, Lisa, I, Mark, I, Sarah, I, Chrissy, I, Caleb, am. Use your verb, your adjectives and your verbs. Your adjectives and your nouns. Who, say it at the end. And then you go, and I, well, this is how we do it because it's our company. We go, and I am a champion, and I prove it every single day. So I'm going to read to you my I am statement, and I'm going to tell you how we are challenged to do this every single day and why. So here's my I am statement. Mine says this, and I rewrote mine, so I'm going to have to now memorize it. The point is to memorize this, and I'll tell you why. I, Stephanie Mielke, am a wise, strong, passionate, powerful, and okay, let me restart this. Hold on. I put an and. I don't need there. Hold on. Start over. I swallowed my words. I, Stephanie Mielke, am wise, strong, passionate, powerful, and funny. I'm a child of God, a sexy wife, an incredible mother, a world changer, a leader, a coach who speaks life, leads by example, never gives up, prospers in all I do. I am a legend. I am a champion, and I prove it every single day. And now when we do that at the event, everybody cheers. We're all screaming up and we're like, yeah, you do. Yeah, you do. Here's why I want you to understand this. For a couple reasons. Sometimes you have to be your own cheerleader, right? How often is the number one reason why we don't do something, we don't call that person, we don't take action, we don't do the things that are on our heart is because we self-talk ourselves out of it, right? We've got these self-limiting beliefs, but it comes from our own words. You might have people that have spoken over you in the past or currently, but you also talk to yourself. And so the power of this is really getting past your own self-limiting beliefs and your own words. And you might be like, but listen, I don't know if I believe that. Guess what? It doesn't matter right now. I want you to be bold. I want you to be bold and write down the things that you're like, okay, but if I was the person that I really truly wanted to be, like I know I am made for more. If I was that person, and if I put words to it, listen, all I'm doing is telling you to believe a little bit in yourself. If I was that person, what are the adjectives? What are the nouns? And what are the verbs I would put down after my name? And the reason I say that is because I want you to every single day, when you get up, and a part of your morning routine is you look at yourself in the mirror and you say, and even if you don't believe it, because the more that you speak it over yourself, words have power. Words have the power of life and death. You're going to give your own spirit, your own soul, life, because you're speaking this over you, right? And so I, Stephanie Milky, I'm going to look myself in the mirror. And you might be like, Stephanie, I don't love myself. Guess what? You're going to work on it. I don't know if I believe it. Guess what? You eventually will believe it. I don't know if I can hear my voice physically say it. Guess what? I promise you, shut your door. Nobody will hear you. It's not weird. Nobody's recording you. You can do this, right? You can look at yourself, and I actually would challenge you to do one more thing. But I want you to say it. Your own version. I, Stephanie Milky. I'm wise, I'm strong, I'm passionate, I'm powerful and funny. I'm a child of God, a sexy wife, an incredible mother, a world changer, a leader, and a coach who speaks life, leads by example, never gives up, prospers in all I do. I am a leader. I am a legend. I am a champion. And I prove it every single day, and I love you. So we did this incredible mindset work, and Joseph McClendon III walked us through it. And I've never seen, and I'm going to say men, because oftentimes you see women cry, and he has you walking through this almost like this forgiving of yourself, moving forward, like going, hey, we're all done living in the past. We're going to move forward in life. And he basically walks you up in your mindset as he's walking you through this, I don't even know, it's like this exercise. And he walks you up to yourself, your young self. And he's walking you through how to talk to yourself. And he basically says, you need to tell yourself, I forgive you. And you need to tell yourself, I love you. And there were grown men in that room. You know, at the end, we stand up and we share things that, you know, were our biggest takeaways. And there were grown men in that room crying, saying, I've never, ever told myself I loved myself. I never thought I loved myself. I needed to forgive myself. And how many people had an incredible breakthrough? Grown men and women, please hear me on this. But like when a man stands up and he's crying because he says, I've never told myself I loved myself, or I forgave myself for the first time. And he's got an I am statement, and he's standing in front of hundreds, if not 1,000 people. And he's going, I am. Like, when you start experiencing forgiveness for yourself and love for yourself, and you actually start caring for yourself, is when you truly can lead yourself and overflow into other people. So, and that starts with putting words on paper in a journal and actually do the work and stop beating yourself up. That's an I am statement, is you get to go ahead and speak it over yourself in the mirror. I would challenge you to do it in the morning, in the afternoon, or at night, or at least in the morning and at night. Get to the point where you memorize it. In the morning after you brush your teeth, at night before you go to bed after you brush your teeth. Try to do it a couple times a day. And if you do that over and over again, when somebody says, you can't do this. Oh, you think you're better than me? Oh, do you know where you came from? You'll always be that way. You want to know what pops into your mind? Oh, no, I'm not. Kathy, I love that. You're a good friend. I would love for you guys to share one thing below that you are. Like if you had to do one thing right now, I am, and put a word that you might go, I really want to believe this. Because when somebody comes up against you and they either give you a negative word or a negative thought or something that they don't believe in you, you can, as you say this over yourself and as you memorize it, guess what happens? Your brain goes, wait, that's a lie. That is a lie from the pit of hell. That is a lie because I know who I am. I've been saying this to myself. I'm wise. You said I'm dumb? Wait, you say I'm weak, but I say I'm strong every single day. Stop lying to me. Wait, you say that I'm lazy or weak? Oh, wait, but I say that I'm passionate and powerful. Wait, you say that I'm just a mom? I say that I'm an incredible mom. You say that I'm not a leader? I say I'm a freaking good leader. Maybe I shouldn't have said that. I am a leader, right? Who is passionate and wants to change life and speaks over other people and leads by example. Right? I'm a child of God and you can't change that. So like the power of an I am statement is going to debunk anything that anybody says to you or comes at you against. And the more you say it, you're going to go, are you talking to me? Oh, I'm so sorry. That's not really who I am. Do you want to know who I am? I'll tell you. I am Stephanie Milky. And then you're going to hammer home who you are to those people. And you want to know what's super cool? Teach your kids this. Our girls have an I am statement, right? so that as they grow up in the world, because we all do, as we grow up around people, as we grow up around the naysayers, you can combat that with the power of your words, because your words are the power of life and death. It's powerful. An I am statement is powerful. So if you need to, for a really quick second, take a screenshot. I'll hold this. I know it sounds weird, but if you actually want to like take a screenshot and then zoom into it, if you need to use that. And I'll also post this part down at the bottom, but all you're doing is putting adjectives, nouns, and verbs together, words to create who you are, your future you, if you don't see it right now. So, all right, I promised I would come on and do that. And one of my biggest, whether it's a characteristic or a value, is integrity. And I did not want to not do this. And I think it's powerful. So I just want to say this. Thank you for tuning in. Your presence matters. Sorry for the little rant earlier in the live. There's just so many things I'm so passionate about. Food is my least, but food is important. Food is fuel. So mindset is important. There's so many things that we get to learn and grow together. Thank you for not judging me. I will never judge you. I will meet you where you're at, and I will help you on your journey. If you want some food ideas, I promise you, welcome to the Keto Mom page. I will give you food ideas. I share recipes here every single day. You can always go to ketomomsecrets.com and click on recipes. I will give you some insight, how-tos, keto tips and tricks, all of the things, as well as understanding that your mindset is important. So thanks for tuning in. Thanks for being patient with me. I hope you guys have an incredible rest of your weekend, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye.